Ancient Babylon looked powerful. Living there was dangerous. Picture this. The year is 600 BC. You wake up in Babylon before sunrise, inside a hot mud brick house with smoke in your lungs, dust on your skin, and the Euphrates River moving outside like the only thing keeping the city alive. Ahead of you stands the blue Ishtar Gate, shining like a miracle. But behind that beauty is a darker world of debt, disease, demons, harsh laws, and gods who must be pleased before nightfall. This is not the Babylon from history books. This is 24 hours inside its dark side. Stay with me, because Babylon is about to show you what survival really meant. Dawn begins before you are ready. You wake inside a small mud brick house near the Euphrates. The room is hot and cramped. There is no soft bed, no private bathroom, no clean tap, no fridge, no hospital nearby. Outside, Babylon is already moving. Women carry clay jars toward the river. Fishermen push round reed boats into brown water. Donkeys kick dust into the air. Bread ovens burn in courtyards. The smell is not romantic, it is river mud, smoke, animals, sweat, and thousands of people living close together without modern sanitation. If you are watching from America, imagine a crowded summer street with no air conditioning, no garbage truck, no clean sidewalk, and one giant river doing the job of water supply, highway, food source, and spiritual symbol. That river keeps Babylon alive. It also keeps Babylon nervous. The Euphrates can feed fields, move goods, protect the city. But if the water rises too much, farms drown. If canals fail, crops die. If the harvest fails, ordinary families suffer first. Babylon may look rich from a distance, but your life depends on mud walls, canal workers, and luck. That is the first dark truth. In Babylon, survival begins with water, but water is never fully under human control. Rehook 1. And once the sun climbs higher, the danger changes. The river can drown your fields, but the city can trap your future in clay. By morning, you walk toward the Ishtar Gate. It rises above you in glazed blue brick, decorated with lions, bulls, and dragon-like creatures. This gate is not just pretty architecture, it is power dressed as beauty. Every visitor passing under it understands the message. Babylon is not asking to be respected, it is demanding it. Inside the city, the noise hits like a second wall. Merchants shout in different languages. Traders bring copper, tin, incense, timber, wool, dates, grain, and textiles. This is ancient global trade, loud, dusty, and tense. You are not here to shop, you need a scribe. You are borrowing barley to plant your field, and that means a contract. The problem is simple, you cannot write. Most people cannot. Literacy belongs to trained professionals, and those professionals hold real power. The scribe presses a reed stylus into wet clay. He writes your name, the lender's name, the barley amount, the interest, the repayment date, and the witnesses. Then you roll a cylinder seal across the clay. That impression becomes your signature. Today, people click "I agree" without reading the terms. In Babylon, you may not even be able to read the contract that controls your life. Once the tablet dries, the agreement becomes hard evidence. If you fail to repay, people know. If witnesses speak against you, your reputation suffers. A tiny clay tablet can follow your family longer than a bad credit score. That is the second dark truth. Babylon is not controlled only by walls, guards, and kings. It is controlled by records. Rehook 2. But debt is only one kind of pressure. By noon, you discover that Babylon's beauty hides another uncomfortable fact. Not every miracle belongs to people like you. The heat grows cruel. Dust sticks to your skin. Animals slow down. Workers search for shade. You eat barley bread and drink thick beer because that is ordinary food here. It is grainy, filling, and probably safer than some water. It's not exactly a cold soda from a gas station in Texas, but after walking through Babylonian heat, you are not judging. Near the palace district, people speak about green terraces rising above the city, the hanging gardens. Maybe trees, vines, flowers, and flowing water climbed into the air like a mountain built by human hands. Maybe Nebuchadnezzar created them for a homesick queen. Maybe later writers exaggerated the story. Maybe the gardens were somewhere else entirely. That mystery matters, because Babylon is a city where fact and legend walk together. Even if the gardens are uncertain, the idea tells you something real. Babylon wanted to bend nature. It moved water, shaped clay, organized labor, measured time, and built monuments that made visitors feel small. But ordinary people did not live inside the legend. They worked beneath it. You pass palace walls you cannot enter. Guards watch spaces you will never own. The wealthy eat better, sleep safer, and command others. You carry dust on your feet and debt in your name. Then the ziggurat of Marduk rises ahead like a man-made mountain. To modern eyes, it is architecture. To Babylon, it is where heaven and earth meet. Rehook 3. And now the question becomes darker. What happens if the gods who protect the city are not satisfied? At the temple complex, priests bring offerings of bread, beer, oil, dates, and animals. Marduk is the chief god of Babylon, and his cult statue is treated as a living divine presence. The god must be served. The god must be honored. The god must be fed. If that sounds intense, remember this. Babylonians do not believe order is automatic. Chaos is always waiting outside the door. So the priests are not just doing ceremonies, they are doing maintenance on the universe. You stand below the ziggurat, sweating, watching men perform rituals you are not educated enough to understand. Ancient Babylon has levels. Kings, priests, scribes, merchants, workers, enslaved people, and ordinary families all live under the same sky, but not under the same rules. By late afternoon, priests move to rooftops and watch the heavens. They track the moon, planets, and stars because the sky is not silent to them. A lunar eclipse may signal danger. A strange movement of Venus may suggest trouble. Jupiter may matter for harvests. Their purpose is religious, but their method is sharp. Watch, record, compare, predict. That habit will help shape later astronomy, that none of it makes your night safer. Because after sunset, Babylon becomes another city. Rehook 4. The day was hot, loud, and controlled. The night is quiet, black, and full of things people cannot explain. You return home before darkness settles fully. There are no streetlights, no headlights, no glowing windows, no phone screen, just stars, torches, barking dogs, and the sound of the Euphrates moving south. People avoid the streets at night. There may be thieves, animals, accidents, drunk men, and worse. Babylonians also feared demons, spirits believed to bring sickness, bad luck, and death. Amulets hang near doors. Clay figures may be buried under thresholds. Illness is treated with herbs, rituals, prayers, and charms because medicine and magic are not separate worlds here. Some remedies help. Some probably do nothing. But when a child has a fever, doing something feels better than waiting. Dinner is simple: barley bread, dates, onions, garlic, maybe fish, and beer through a reed straw. If you are rich, maybe meat and imported wine. Most people are grateful for enough food. Stories begin after eating. Gilgamesh, floods, gods, kings. Men chasing immortality and failing. These are not just myths. They are survival questions. Why do people die? Can anyone escape fate? What do the gods want? Outside, Babylon grows quiet. Your contract is drying somewhere. Priests are watching the sky. Palace guards stand near walls. A mother checks if her child is breathing. The river keeps moving like it knows the city will not last forever. Babylon will fall to Persia in 539 BC. Its walls will crack. Its temples will fade. Its streets will empty. But the ideas survive. Time, law, records, astronomy, stories, and fear turned into order. Every time you look at 60 minutes in an hour, You are touching Babylon's mind. So would you survive 24 hours here? Maybe, but only if you respected the river, feared the night, paid your debt, avoided infection, obeyed the gods, and learned one brutal lesson fast. In Babylon, even mud could remember your name. If this journey pulled you into the dark side of ancient history, like and subscribe. The next ancient city may look beautiful from far away, but up close, survival is never guaranteed.